Greetings, Ergoonians. Today I'm going to show you the Mi-8 navigation using ADF and Doppler. If you look up here in front of the co-pilot, this is the ADF panel. As you can see, there are two ADF channels here. You have your main and your reserve. To switch between them is your B and A. A selects main, B selects reserve. So we're going to go ahead and switch it over to main. And this up here is your signal strength meter. When you have a good signal, this needle will go all the way to the right, and that's what you want. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to put it to comp. And I've selected 761 as our ADF. It's to one of the closer air bases here. So this one right here changes your 100 kilohertz knob. This one in the middle changes your 10. So we're going to go to 760. Now, to get to 1 is this little knob right here. So we're going to want to scoot that up just a little bit because it goes 0 up to 5, 10, etc. So we moved it up just a little bit, so it's 761. And as you can see, our signal strength is pretty dang good. So what we're going to do is we're going to look down here at our heading indicator. This white arrow is now pointing in the general direction of our ADF signal. That's all there is to it. Just take off, fly, and point this upside down triangle to that, and you're golden. Now what we're going to do is we're going to check out this Doppler radar. This is the main panel for it, but you also have this one right here, which is your drift angle, and it will show you your speed. It has two settings, land and sea. We're going to be flying over land, so we'll leave it on land. If we went over water, once we got feet wet, switch it over to sea. Once your feet dry, switch it back to land. This is just a test operation knob. It'll always work, as long as you know you didn't screw something up. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at this drift angle in kilometers, this flight path in kilometers, and this map angle. Since we are going northwest up to Sochi, here's our 761 ADF signal. So it's not going to take us directly to Sochi. What we want to do for this Doppler radar is we use our handy dandy ruler tool. Let's say dead on in the Sochi. Now you'll see here it's about, let's round it up to 35 nautical miles at 301 heading. When we look down here, it's in kilometers. So if we look back at 35, basically general rule is just double that to get kilometers. It's not exact, but hey, close enough for government work. So let's say 70 kilometers. So we go back to here, and this is your aft and forward. If we leave this at 0 and we take off after we enable it, it'll start counting up. So we'll know we'll be in the general vicinity once this reaches 70 kilometers. You can also hold down the aft button to make it start counting backwards, and you can set that to whatever distance you want to go, and you'll know how far away you are from your destination. So we'll set this to 70 kilometers. Close enough. And our map angle was 301. But remember, this is on Caucasus, so you have to take in magnetic variance into account. This helicopter will not do that for you. You do have this latitude adjustment knob for your magnetic course, but that's just for your latitude, and your magnetic heading is going to depend on your longitude. So since it's 301 and Caucasus is about, I generally just say it's 7 off. I always put it to 7 below what the map direction says it is. So if it's 301, I'm going to go down to about, well, that's a bit too far, but I'm going to say about 294 right there. That looks good. Now to enable it, what you're going to do is you're going to turn it on. You will see this enable button or light pop up, and then if you look behind you, you'll also see an operational light behind you, and that's how you know it's working. So if we were to go ahead and take off, I'm going to do it kind of quickly here so I don't waste anybody's time. Pretty sure this mission probably started me off with a crazy loadout, so I'm probably a bit heavy. If you look at our heading indicator, you'll see I'm flying kind of towards the ADF, but I'm also going to want to put it somewhere around 294, which is pretty close to where we're at now. Now the thing is you're going to want to look at this drift angle down here at the bottom. This tells you how far off your nose is compared to the direction you're actually flying. So right now our nose is pointing a few degrees to the right. So we're actually flying this way, but our nose says we're flying this way. So what I do, you can either, it's totally up to you, you can either use your anti-torque pedals. See, if I press it to the right, it starts straightening out. And you can either fly applying anti-torque the entire way. Me, I like the crab because I do not want to sit here with my feet on the pedals for some of these longer journeys. So I also adjust my course heading on my indicator to whatever degrees I'm slipping. So I'm slipping to the right a few degrees, so I'm going to turn my course heading right here a few more degrees to the left. That way it will counteract that crabbing effect. Now if you look down here, you'll see that our drift angle is starting to say we're going to the right, which makes sense. Our drift angle has been going to the right. What this is telling you is that you are a half a kilometer off to the right. So if you look here, ideally we should be along this line that I drew, but we're off of it to the right. To fix that, all you're going to do is just fly to the left a little bit, and as you can see, the drift angle is coming back down to 0. Once it hits 0, I'll switch over to the map and you'll see it should be right along that line. See, I'm getting right there. But then it's going to start going to the left. So it's just a balance of having to you want to stay near that line. If you're off of it by a little bit, that's fine. You're still going to make it to your destination. Once you get close, you'll see the airfield, or if you're doing CSAR, you'll see the blue smoke, the red smoke, whatever the server has set up for you. As long as you keep it relatively close to 0. See, I'm drifting more and more to the left, so I'm going to start moving more and more to the right. Or you can just be a cheater and use ADF, use your map, whatever you want. But as you can see, it's counting down. We're now at 60 kilometers instead of 70. And then once you get to your destination, you're going to want to turn this off, set it up to however you want to do it to your next destination, and then hit on again. If you just leave it on and try to adjust this stuff, it's not going to work. That's all there is to it. You just follow your plans. That's it. I know, it's amazing. Very simple, very easy, and that's all there is to it. Bye-bye.